All right, for this week's newsletter, we're going to talk about when to scale a movement and when to just rest for longer. In my opinion, bodyweight movements, for example, push-ups, pull-ups, squats, those sorts of things, I tend to err on the side of resting for longer if you can execute the movement to its full capacity. I'll give an example. Say if you're able to do 5 pull-ups from a dead hang position, perfectly fine. And the second set comes around, you don't feel like you're able to get all 5. Opposed to scaling right away, I'd prefer if you would rather take more time. So say you bang out 2, rest 20, 30 seconds, maybe another 1 or another 2 from there. And then we get to the third set. So now we are under greater fatigue. I would rather you do 1, rest 30 seconds, 1, rest 30 seconds again before reaching for a band, because with that, we're creating a greater threshold for that muscle endurance to be, especially when we don't have an external load, we're just moving our own body weight. Same thing goes for push-ups. So say if you can crack out 10 solid push-ups to start the first set, and just because you don't feel like you're able to do 10 solid push-ups full range of motion, doesn't necessarily mean you have to jump to your knees right away. You can do 5, rest, do 3, then do 2. That's where I feel like resting for longer. And if you're looking for a roundabout amount of time, I would say anywhere between reps. I'm okay with 30 seconds to up to a minute when you're working just a body weight movement, no external load, because again, we're trying to push the muscle endurance and strength threshold further. So you're not going to get as far. So say if you are the knee push-up champion, that doesn't make you, it doesn't translate over for being able to do full range of motion push-ups that we consider like standard push-ups. And then from there, so say, different scenario, push-ups, we'll use push-ups. You're able to bang out 10 push-ups. The next set, it takes you up to like 2 minutes to be able to get the next 10 from there. And then you're starting to exceed that time limit of 30 to 60 to even as up to 90 seconds between reps from there. That's when you can transfer over to either doing a knee push-up or doing a eccentric push-up. Basically, once you reach that fatigue barrier, I consider that, you can no longer complete that movement at the capacity of which you once could at any point of rest. That's when you can drop down and then start modifying from there. So same thing with pull-ups. Say you're able to bang out 5 the first set, then you have to break it up the second set, and then the third set you come along, you're able to only pull, you can't get your chin above the bar from there. That's when it's time to go grab a band, or that's when it's time to take an eccentric from there. So when it comes to external load, so like dumbbell shoulder press or something like that, say I don't want you to just grab 25-pound dumbbell shoulder presses if you have to break immediately at 5, unless you are killing 20-pound dumbbell shoulder presses every time. Like I get 10, 12, which is a very rare case that'll happen. So when it's time to scale the weight, so to speak, is when you have an external load. If you're bench pressing 85 pounds for 8, and if you were to jump up to 95 and you can only get it for 2, you need to stay at 85 for longer till your body catches up and acclimates and gains enough strength and enough muscle endurance that you're able to move that easier for less reps over time. So that's that's the easiest way I can think about breaking it up. For an external load, perfectly fine with scaling the weight until you're able to complete the desired amount of reps. For not having external load, for body weight movements, I'm perfectly fine with you taking more rest until you reach that fatigue barrier, in which you'll grab an assistance if it was for a pull-up band, or if you start taking an eccentric or doing knee push-ups when it comes to something like that.